Okay, brothers, man, going their own way. Basically, what I want to say is this. You know, people always say never date a woman over 24 or 25, all this other stuff, but I just want to get this really, the vast majority of women who are that young, let's say between 18 and 25 years old, or 18 and 24 years old. I'm like 24 years old, and I can tell you, there's no women that age are really deep, you know what I'm saying? They may even already have kids, and they're that young, which is ridiculous. But they're societal. Most of them are societal. When I say societal, they're on Instagram, they're smoking weed, or they're doing what everybody else is doing. Then you got the 10% who are really not like that, you know what I'm saying? And they might really be good or really trying to go through a spiritual path. And then you got 20% that are just, when I say bottom of the barrel, I'm talking about straight up gutter, just hood. So when the 70%, some of the 70% is in the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? Some of them are in the country, some of them are in the city. They're all over the place. The bottom of the barrel, you're gonna find them mainly in the hood, you know what I'm saying? That 20% is mostly in the hood, and they probably make up 40% of the women in the hood. Is that 20% is bottom barrel? You know what I'm saying? And then you got 10%, and they're just sprinkled all over the place, a little here, a little there. You're mostly gonna find them in the country and the suburbs, but you're gonna find some. That 10% is rare in the hood, but hey, they might make up 1 to 2 or 3% of the population, something like that. But when people tell these guys to only date younger women, you know what I'm saying? You might as well just say don't have sex with a woman that's under 25, because that's all it is about, the one being young so you can hit it. There's no depth in a relationship with a woman that's under 25, unless you're trying to find one of those girls who's rare. I'm not going to use the term unicorn because unicorns don't exist, but a rare chick. And a lot of chicks who seem rare, you get to know them, and they're actually more or less 70%. They're societal. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They probably got a dude who they're using for money. Then they got a dude they're using for sex. And then they got a dude they're using just for attention. Or he just knows what to say, He's the dude they use for emotional gratitude. Like, I was usually the guy who they use for emotional gratitude most of the time. And, it sucks. Then there's a dude that's getting used for money. He's usually an older male. He doesn't care. Then you got the thug. He's the one that's getting used for sex. And they're usually having sex with a lot of the dudes, except the dudes who are using for emotional gratitude. He's probably the only dude who's not getting sex, And I was that guy. So 60% of men, only 40% of men talking to are used for emotional gratitude. And the dudes who they use for money and the thugs, they're giving both of those dudes sex. But the dude who's the thug is getting more sex, and he's getting it free because they want to sleep with him. The guy who's giving money, he's getting sex like on a twice a week type of basis or something like that. But the thug, he can get it pretty much all the time. He's only limited when she has something to do or when she has a job. But she's always going to be swinging around this guy after work. Wherever he's at, she's going to be there after work. Like if she gets off at 6 or 7 o'clock, she's going to be 8 or 9 o'clock. She's going to be on his D. Like she's going to be running to him. And the guy who's paying for it, she's going to like F with him on her off day or something like that, Go out with him, sleep with him. She might spend 3 or 4 hours with him on an off day. But, 2 times a week, if she get 2 off days, she might spend 2 or 3 hours with him on those days, or, But that's how it is. And you guys talk about young women like it's only about the sex, okay? They don't have any good conversation. The best conversation I've ever had was with a woman who's like 32 years old and she was Indian. You know what I'm saying? And a black woman I had good conversations with, that were at least 28 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because if they never been through nothing, the conversation is not going to be on point. It's going to be very much not good. When I say been through something, I'm not saying that just because a woman's been raped, they're going to make a good wife, or just because they've been abused. I'm talking about when they've been through life's challenges, they had to overcome, college and, or they didn't have a father and they still had to overcome it, or they were in a city where, they had to overcome racial obstacles and, their parents were poor. I'm talking about that. I'm not necessarily talking about the stereotypical Tyler Perry type of stuff. Because just because a lot of people had bad childhoods, that doesn't make them necessarily wife or husband material, And that's all I have to say.